The scent of aged leather and freshly cut lilies hung heavy in the air of the penthouse apartment overlooking Central Park, a meticulously curated tableau on a crisp October afternoon. A single shaft of late autumn light, filtered through automated sheer blinds, bisected the room, illuminating dust motes dancing above a custom-designed B&B Italia sofa. Elena Petrova, CEO of a nascent AI-driven luxury concierge service, traced the rim of her espresso cup, the ceramic cool against her fingertips. Her gaze, sharp and practiced, swept across the living space, a testament to what she marketed as the optimized existence. On a seamless, embedded display, a subtle green icon pulsed, confirming the ambient temperature was precisely 71 degrees Fahrenheit, the humidity at an ideal 45%, and a bespoke playlist of minimalist jazz unfurling from invisible speakers. This wasn't merely a home, it was a calibrated ecosystem, a physical manifestation of the algorithmic aspiration her company promised to deliver. Elena's own dwelling, designed by a celebrated architect and then further refined through iterative 3D visualizations from a premium interior service like those offered by interior teacher Com, epitomized a contemporary cultural paradox. Every object, from the limited edition Poltrona Frau armchair to the abstract sculpture by a rising artist, had been algorithmically suggested, cross-referenced with her digital footprint of preferences, and then, paradoxically, presented as an utterly unique, bespoke choice. The illusion of absolute personalization, achieved through the most impersonal of means, defined her world. She ran a slender finger over the cool, unblemished surface of her iPhone 15, its sleek design a silent template for the seamless integration she demanded of her environment. The very air around her felt programmed, a testament to the pervasive reach of smart home luxury, as articulated by the trends in publications like Bloomberg Businessweek in recent years. This was the pinnacle of curated comfort, yet beneath the veneer of effortless perfection, a subtle disquiet hummed, a question of where the human element truly resided in this exquisitely pre-verified existence. The notion of space planning had evolved from mere architectural function to an almost psychological optimization, promising not just efficiency, but a preordained state of being. Elena, observing the precise geometry of her own living room, felt the weight of this promise and perhaps its subtle burden. The contemporary vista of interior design living spaces is a dynamic tableau, a complex interplay between technologically driven aspiration and a persistent yearning for bespoke authenticity. It is a field currently shaped less by singular, revolutionary aesthetic movements and more by the pervasive influence of digital platforms and the evolving demands of a globalized, hyper-connected populace. The prevailing state-of-the-art is defined by a seamless integration of smart home technologies, a nuanced understanding of wellness-centric design, and an increasing emphasis on sustainable, yet luxurious, material palettes. This confluence is not merely stylistic. It reflects deeper cultural shifts concerning privacy, control, and the very definition of comfort. Leadership in this landscape is a fragmented affair, no longer solely residing with a handful of starchitects or legacy design houses. Instead, influence is wielded by a diverse array of players. We see the ascendance of firms like Kelly Wearstler Interior Design, whose eponymous founder continues to define a certain maximalist modernism, often collaborating with technology brands to integrate their offerings seamlessly into her distinctive spaces. Wearstler's influence stems from her ability to craft environments that feel both deeply personal and universally aspirational, often leveraging social media to amplify her projects to a global audience. Similarly, Roman and Williams Buildings and Interiors, led by Robin Standifer and Stephen Alesh, have carved out a niche with their meticulously crafted, narrative-driven spaces that often evoke a sense of timelessness and artisanal integrity, a direct counterpoint to purely digital aesthetics. Their work, seen in projects like the Ace Hotel Group, demonstrates how hospitality design increasingly informs residential desires for curated experiences. Beyond individual practitioners, significant influence emanates from the tech sector itself. Companies like Apple, while not direct interior designers, profoundly shape our expectations of interface and functionality within a living space. The iPhone 17 concept as a metaphor for sleek, intuitive control, 6, underscores how technology dictates the perceived smartness of a home. This algorithmic aspiration, where living spaces are optimized and personalized through data, is a powerful current. Furthermore, platforms like InteriorTeacher.com, offering premium interior service and 3D visualization, democratize access to sophisticated design methodologies, effectively making professional-level space planning and aesthetic curation available to a broader audience. This shift means that the why behind current trends is rooted in a desire for efficiency, a craving for personalized luxury, and a growing awareness of environmental impact. The integration of biophilic design elements, for instance, championed by figures like Stephen Kellard in his foundational work on the subject, has moved from niche academic interest to a mainstream expectation, driven by mounting evidence of its psychological and physiological benefits. The current landscape, therefore, is a testament to an era where design is not just about how things look, but how they feel, how they function, and what they say about our place in an increasingly complex world. The contemporary living space, far from being a mere repository of possessions, has become a meticulously engineered stage for the self, a testament to an intricate craft that blends age-old techniques with cutting-edge innovation. This is where the algorithmic aspiration, as discussed previously, truly confronts the bespoke paradox, demanding an unprecedented level of precision and material sophistication. Consider the evolution of surface treatments. No longer is a wall simply painted. Instead, we see a resurgence of Venetian plaster, meticulously applied in multiple layers by artisans trained in centuries-old Italian traditions, creating a depth and luminescence that digital renderings can only approximate. Firms like O'Brien and Sons Plastering, established in 1968, continue to thrive by offering these specialized finishes, underscoring a persistent demand for human touch in an increasingly automated world. This artisanal application speaks to a desire for authenticity, a tactile experience that grounds the occupant in a physical reality often overshadowed by digital interfaces. The selection and manipulation of materials form the bedrock of this craft. Large-format porcelain slabs, some exceeding 3 by 1.5 meters from manufacturers like Porcelanosa, are now routinely cut with water jet technology to create seamless, monolithic surfaces for kitchen islands or bathroom walls, minimizing grout lines and maximizing visual continuity. This process, while technologically advanced, still requires expert templating and installation, where a millimeter's error can ruin an expensive piece. The same rigor applies to custom millwork. Companies like Boffy, known for their high-end kitchens and wardrobes, employ a combination of CNC machining for precise cuts and joinery, alongside skilled cabinet makers who hand-finish veneers, match grains, and integrate complex hardware systems. The result is furniture that functions not merely as storage, but as architectural elements, often incorporating hidden lighting, motorized mechanisms, and integrated charging solutions, reflecting the smart home, luxury articulated by sources like InteriorTeacher.com. The process involves extensive prototyping and 3D visualization, as noted by InteriorTeacher.com, to ensure every detail aligns with the client's vision and the space's functional demands. Furthermore, the craft extends into the subtle art of lighting design. Beyond basic illumination, contemporary schemes involve layered lighting, ambient, task, and accent, meticulously planned to sculpt space, highlight textures, and influence mood. Firms like Nulty Lighting, founded in 2006, specialize in this discipline, utilizing advanced photometric software to simulate light distribution and specify fixtures from manufacturers like Lutron, which offer granular control over dimming and color temperature. The integration of these systems requires a deep understanding of electrical engineering, programming, and interior aesthetics, ensuring that the technology enhances, rather than detracts from, the overall design. This intricate dance between human skill, advanced machinery, and refined materials is what defines the contemporary craft of interior design, transforming living spaces into highly personalized, sensory-rich environments that respond to the complex demands of modern life. The enduring allure of interior design, particularly in its most refined manifestations, often coalesces around the singular vision of its masters and the meticulous craft of its makers. These are the figures who have not merely furnished rooms, but have articulated entire philosophies of living, shaping the very fabric of domesticity for generations. Consider the indelible mark left by Elsie de Wolfe, often credited as America's first professional interior decorator, whose early 20th century rejection of Victorian clutter at her Villa Trianon in Versailles championed a lighter, more feminine aesthetic that emphasized comfort and open spaces. Her influence, documented in her 1913 book, The House in Good Taste, shifted the paradigm from mere accumulation to curated elegance, a foundational principle that still resonates today. Later, the mid-century modern movement found its high priests in figures like Charles and Ray Eames, whose Eames House, Case Study House No. 8, in Pacific Palisades, completed in 1949, became an architectural and interior manifesto. Their approach integrated industrial materials with a playful, functionalist ethos, blurring the lines between art, design, and everyday living. The house itself, a steel-framed, glass-paneled structure filled with their own iconic furniture and a vibrant collection of objects, exemplified a democratic modernism that was both accessible and deeply personal. This holistic vision, where the dwelling and its contents were conceived as an inseparable whole, stands in stark contrast to the more fragmented, algorithmically driven curation suggested by platforms like InteriorTeacher.com, which often prioritize individual elements over a unified philosophical stance. Similarly, the uncompromising vision of Jean-Michel Frank, active between the world wars, defined a minimalist luxury that was both austere and exquisitely refined. His interiors for clients like Nelson Rockefeller and Elsa Schiaparelli, characterized by pared-down forms, rich natural materials like straw marquetry and parchment, and an absence of overt ornamentation, spoke to a quiet opulence. Frank's work was about the subtle interplay of texture and light, creating spaces of profound serenity and sophistication that transcended mere trend. This dedication to material integrity and understated elegance offers a potent counterpoint to the premium interior service, focused on rapid 3D visualization, one which, while efficient, risks overlooking the nuanced, handcrafted quality that defines true mastery. These historical precedents underscore a fundamental truth. The most impactful interior design arises from a clear, often singular, artistic conviction, rather than from a composite of aspirational digital influences. The contemporary living space, far from being a blank canvas, is a battleground where the echoes of tradition contend with the relentless march of technological innovation. This dynamic tension defines the current cultural moment in interior design, moving beyond mere stylistic choices to reflect deeper societal shifts. Consider the enduring appeal of natural materials, for instance, a tradition deeply rooted in human history. Brands like B&B Italia continue to champion the warmth of solid wood and the tactile comfort of natural fibers, a testament to a timeless human need for connection to the organic world. Yet this tradition is now frequently juxtaposed with, and even enhanced by, cutting-edge technology. A bespoke oak dining table, handcrafted with generational skill, might now sit beneath a smart lighting system from Philips Hue, capable of adjusting color temperature and intensity to mimic natural daylight or create specific moods. This is not a contradiction but a synthesis, where the authenticity of the past grounds the ambition of the future.